Anime Underground 15 times anime characters were an unstoppable one-man army. Number 1. The Shinobi Alliance is a joke to Madara Uchiha in Naruto. It's not for nothing that Madara is considered one of the greatest shinobi of all time. After Madara is resurrected, he immediately turns into a walking destruction machine, blasting members of the Shinobi Alliance with everything from fists and fireballs to complex Mangekyo Sharingan techniques. He's also totally immune to ninjutsu and genjutsu in this state, so the only person who can hope to take him on is Taijutsu Master, Guy. Number 2. Urza Scarlett takes out 100 monsters in Fairy Tail. During the Grand Magic Games there's an event called Pandemonium in which each guild has to choose a single person to represent them in battle. Urza Scarlett steps up and fights all 100 monsters. The battle starts off with D-class monsters, which she easily defeats by switching out armor and using attacks like Blumenblatt. The battle gets tougher when she has to face C, B, and even S-class monsters, but she emerges victorious despite the challenge. Though her team can't stop cheering and congratulating her, Urza's main concern is that the fight took longer than she intended. Number 3. Yazawa protects his students in My Hero Academia. What was supposed to be a training exercise turns out to be a fatal encounter when the League of Villains invade UA, knowing that his students are neophyte heroes in training with no clue how to actually handle a real villain assault. Their teacher Yazawa steps in to try and take out as many enemies as he can. He's able to neutralize many of their attacks using his quirk erasure, but once the Nomu show up he's outmatched. Luckily, All Might arrives to finish the fight that Yazawa bravely started. Number 4. Luffy eliminates 50,000 fishmen in one piece. Luffy gets infinitely more powerful after learning Haki, and he puts his strength on full display during his showdown on Fishman Island. In order to free the island from the clutches of Hody Jones, he's forced to do battle with 100,000 of Jones' fishmen allies. This might seem like a totally impossible task, but Luffy manages to fell 50,000 of them in one shot by using his Conqueror's Haki. He could have easily destroyed the other half, but ended up sparing them for the heck of it. Number 5. King Bradley stops the rebels in their tracks in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. After apparently passing away, King Bradley makes a dramatic return to Central just as the rebels are finally about to seize control. After chiding the army for devolving into chaos during his absence, he unleashes his, wrath on any rebel unlucky enough to get in his way. He doesn't just slice up his opponents with a pair of swords, he even destroys a freaking tank. This is one homunculus you do not want to mess with. Number 6. Saitama feels alive as he destroys the subterranean men in One Punch Man. Saitama is awoken from sleep to discover that a group of beings who come from underground are wreaking havoc on the surface world. They want to destroy humanity because their underground society is overpopulated and they want above-ground resources. Saitama isn't going to stand for that, so he beats them into submission, thoroughly enjoying the thrill of the fight in the process. Number 7. The Shadow Beasts don't stand a chance against Ufotable in Hunter x Hunter. If you hadn't already guessed that Phantom Troop is one of the most dangerous groups in the world of Hunter x Hunter, Ufotable sends that messages hard when he takes on the Mafia and their Shadow Beasts. The Shadow Beasts are sentient weapons that have characteristics of worms, leeches, rabid dogs, porcupines, and more. Ufotable manages to dominate the battle despite being injected with neurotoxins, bitten, infected with leeches, and more. Using his Big Bang Impact and other physical and nin techniques, he easily destroys them all. Number 8. Spike faces the Red Dragon Syndicate in Cowboy Bebop. Spike Spiegel was once a member of the Red Dragon Syndicate, but ever since a massive falling out with his former colleague, Vicious, he's been doing his own thing with the rest of the Bebop crew. But Spike can't outrun his past forever. When he's reunited with his beloved Julia only to have her die in his arms, he decides to go all out against Vicious. To get to him, he has to fight through an army of Syndicate members, using a gun and a couple grenades. The ultimate showdown doesn't end well for Spike, but it's one of the most memorable showdowns in anime history. Number 9. Gutz annihilates 100 tutor knights in Berserk. In order to buy fellow member of the Band of the Hawk Casket time to escape, Gutz finds himself having to take on around 100 tutor knights by himself. In one of the most brutal moments of a notoriously brutal series, Gutz slices his way through the whole squad. By the end, he's badly injured and totally exhausted, but unlike his opponents, he's alive. Number 10. Son Goku takes on the entire Red Ribbon Army in Dragon Ball. Who would win? An entire army or one monkey boy? The answer is obvious when Goku totally wrecks the Red Ribbon Army. He flies into their headquarters on his Nimbus, then punches, kicks, or headbutts anyone who gets in the way of his quest to acquire the Dragon Balls. On the occasion that his own body isn't enough, he uses his power pole,